Hello everyone, this is Faiza from Tailored by Faiza, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to finish any edge with a piping technique. This technique. This technique has a very neat and nice inside edging as well, and it looks very pretty on the outside as well. This is a very simple technique, and you can use this technique instead of doing a regular hem. So let's go ahead and see how to do this. So this is a fabric that I'm going to use to hem this sleeve opening with the piping technique. This is the right side of the fabric since it has some printed side. So this is the right side of the fabric, and this is the wrong side of the fabric. What the width of this fabric is, this strip is 1.5 inch. First fold this all the way across. You can iron it if you want to, and you're gonna fold it at 1/4 inch. Then you'll run a regular straight stitch all the way across so that you have a finished edge, and you are folding this towards the wrong side of the fabric. This is what it looks like once you have finished one edge. So this is the wrong side, and you have finished this edge, and this is the right side. Now this unfinished edge, this is the side from which you're going to be making the piping. So now my strip is ready, one edge is ready. This is the right side of the strip that I'm going to attach to it. This is the right side of the fabric, this is the wrong side. So raw edge, which is not finished, that is towards this edge. You'll match these two edges, the pretty side towards the pretty side of the fabric, and then you will sew these two fabric together. You'll match the edges, and you will sew at 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way across. Now you can keep the seam allowance more than that. The more the seam allowance, the wider the piping will be. And usually piping looks neat and nice when they are thin. As thin as possible, they look neat and nice. I'm going to sew at 1/4 inch seam allowance, and this will give me this much amount of thickness. So I'm sewing at 1/4 inch seam allowance. I'm only matching the edges, and I'm using a regular straight stitch. Once you have sewed the strip to the fabric, then you'll fold the strip to the other side, and you can iron it. Now this is the wrong side of the fabric, and you are basically folding it like so. And when you'll fold it, the other edge is already hemmed. So this was one main reason why you hemmed that edge. Now you have to decide that how wide do you want your piping to be. This is 1/4 inch. So if you'll keep it 1/4 inch, it will look like this. If you would have sewed at 1/2 inch, this would have been looking more like a border kind of thing. And if you will, what I'm basically doing is, this is 1/4 inch and I'm folding it twice when I'm folding it. So when you'll fold it this thin, then the seam allowance is actually doubled, and it's giving a base to this. So now I'm going to sew on this pink fabric, not on the bias strip, right next to the bias strip, but on this fabric. I'm going to sew right next to it all the way across, and this will make the piping. Now how much you are folding, that decides that how thin you want your piping to be. It can be this much, it can be this much, it can be even more than that. So now I'm sewing it. I'm not sewing on the bias strip, I'm sewing on the pink fabric, right next to the bias strip. Right next to this strip. This is how it looks like. Now, if you see closely, I have not made any stitches on the bias strip. I've used a pink thread because the fabric was pink. So whatever the base of your main fabric is, you're going to use that thread. And I have sewed right next to this. Now you have to sew this edge. Now it's up to you. You can hand sew this one or this edge, or you can just do a regular stitch over here. It's up to you. Now for doing a regular stitch, you can either turn the wrong side towards you, that wrong side is facing you, and you sew it, or you can just feel it from the right side and sew. So I'm kind of feeling it and then I'm gonna sew. And it's done. This is how it looks from the back side, and this is how it looks from the front side. So do try this technique and let me know if it has helped you, this video has helped you. And this is a very simple and easy technique, and you can finish any edge, almost any edge, with this piping technique, and it gives a very nice and beautiful edging to it.